Craig here with Michigan Machinists. Today we're here with Ivan at Made in Mesick. He's going to tell us a little bit about how he got here to Northern Michigan. We'll check out some of his products in this beautiful showroom, and then we'll get to check out some machines running. So Ivan, tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, thanks for putting me on your show. And my story is brief. 30 years in the trade and retired out of California and moved to Northern Michigan, and a year ago started this shop. We are covering the whole basis of woodwork, from cabinets to doors to trim, all the way down to the small stuff you see here, just for using up small material. We don't like to waste a lot of wood, so we use it all the way down.
No, absolutely. I see some of the products are kind of smaller, but very, very intricate.
Yeah, these are the typical cutting board you would see in a store. These here are called artisan boards, where we let the wood speak for itself and just cut out, leave the character in it. The charcuterie boards are real popular. Take a piece of wood, put some feet on it, put some hardware on it, and they come in really nice. The other nice item we build are heavy duty cutting boards. This is for the guy who catches his deer or shoots his deer and he wants to chop it all up. This is maybe it's a fad, maybe it'll be here for a while, but it's the epoxy fill river table idea. We do a fair amount of it, but it takes a customer that wants it. Not everybody likes it. It doesn't fit in every house, but it really shows off the wood. So
yeah, the contrast between the epoxy and wood is pretty incredible.
yeah, and really to see it, you need that color. It pops the wood. Over here, we will be looking at wood inventory. In this little office area, I have some wood that I brought from the West. This is a very special tree for me. It's called a Bastone walnut. These are the branches. The tree itself was enormous, so you can imagine what the trunk looks like. It's out in the back. So this will be cut into probably, a lot of this is instrument quality, and I have a guy actually looking at it right now for instruments.
So what makes wood instrument quality?
The wood, number one, the type of wood, the grain. It's a great soundboard for an acoustic guitar. So they would put a pattern on this and find the perfect cut. So good use of the beautiful material gets showcased on the back of the guitar.
Absolutely.
Behind you, we have some doors that
are way here.
Rather rustic. They're what we call rustic white oak, so we leave all the character in it. This is kind of going into a home that's going to be cabiny feel, but it's one of the products that we will be making here in the shop.
So I keep looking at these. This is all burnt. I understand that part, but how do you achieve that bow?
That is actually a stain out of the wine barrel. We take the old barrels, just dismantle them, and repurpose the candle holders. This is a burnt whiskey from the inside, and then we make it so it's flat. Actually, this is wine. I take that back. This is wine. This is called the bunghole, and this is where when they fill it, and they want to test the wine, this pops in and out.
Gotcha.
So there's one of these for every 30 or 40 pieces. Anyway, that's a charcuterie board. I can't keep them in stock. These are very, very popular.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for letting us check out your showroom.
Yeah.
Now we get to see some of the machines running.
All right, let's go on back. This is a CR Onsrud router that is a 5x12 table. It is right now surfacing a slab of, I believe, Bastogne walnut. This machine will run plywood, cut plywood by nesting it, and it'll go all the way down to a very small, intricate part. So it's got huge capability with 12 horse motor, 12 tool changing capacity, and goes very slow, or it can go very fast depending on what you're cutting. The heart of a woodworking operation like mine.
Awesome. I notice it looks like it's on an air table.
Yes, it's a vacuum.
It's a vacuum
the whole table sucks down. When we're cutting something like this that's crooked, we actually hold down the board, and when it's surfaced, we'll flip it over and then use the vacuum to hold the second side.
Similar to the way that we flatten plates in the metal industry.
Yes.
Same concept.
Same concept.
Let the material do what it wants and clamp it in that state. Deck it to a smooth surface. Now you can flip over and you've got something square to work to.
Yeah.
And it also actually allows you to remove minimal stock.
Correct.
To get flat.
Correct. Yep. What we'll do with this is we'll take it from here, and we can zoom over to that machine right there.
Okay.
That is a planer sander by Time Saver, and it'll plane 52 inches and sand in one pass.
Wow.
So what takes a while on the CNC, probably in 3 passes, will be parallel through here. And then we'll flip it back to this face on the CNC and do one final kiss pass, and it's ready, it's done. Flat, smooth, and ready to use.
So now we're over here to the edge bander. You want to tell us what's going on here, Ivan?
Yeah, this is the parts for cabinet boxes come off the CNC, and a lot of the parts we run have what they call edge banding. So we have a raw edge. This machine, you run it through and you put the matching color onto the edge.
Oh.
So for shelves or for cabinet parts, this is a must-have for any cabinet shop that's producing, you know, a kitchen a week. You have to have this. So what we have here is what we call Claro walnut, which is a California walnut that we glued up to make into a U-shaped desk in an office. This will have a natural edge on three of the faces, and we see up here in this corner where we had a big crack, we filled it, and then we put those maple bow ties in that still need sanded, but this is ready to go into sanding and then finish, hopefully in the next day or two. So this is a Weinig molding machine. It's called a 6-head. You put your rough wood in, the cutter heads cut all 4 sides as it goes through, and these 2 heads can profile for a baseboard, a crown molding, a casing, and then it comes out a finished product. All edges at one time are done.
Amazing.
Okay, well, here we have what we call our warehouse. This is the lumber that is pretty much all hardwood. It would have cherry, walnut, maple, oak, and then some fancier woods like curly maple, figured walnut, and walnut from California, which is a rare thing to find in Michigan. So these piles here are pre-sorted for retail. They're about 100 board feet per unit, and when somebody comes in and needs a little bit of wood, I try to sell them a pack out of here. We also have a lot of solid slabs, and if you can focus in on this, for instance, this is a redwood slab and a whole tree that I brought from California that was saved from a fire. And after everything burnt around it, the tree was standing alone and needed to come down, and we ended up with it. Over here, you'll be able to see our walnut slab inventory, at least part of it. And these will be desks and dining tables, countertops. Anyway, they're really nice for furniture. The other wood we have is, I'm pretty proud of it, and that is, you can see in back here, kind of short little packs, that is English walnut. This is the walnut that comes from California. It's the #1 ag product in Northern California, where I'm from. And when the trees reach their maturity, they got to come out. We used to take them and cut them into lumber. And I brought with me about 3 truckloads of English walnut lumber, kiln dried, ready to use, and I'll show you later some of the product that it can produce. So this here kind of shows the inventory of the English walnut, the black walnut from California. So we're now in the assembly shop area, and one of the features of this shop is I take great joy and pride in taking old machines that are heavy cast iron, rebuilding them right down to the last nut and bolt, and putting them back together and actually using them. And I find out that other than the fact that they're super heavy and they're hard to move once you get them in here, they don't move, but they just go and go and go. You can turn a motor on and it just runs and runs. It tells us how good the bearings are and how well it runs. So we have sanders, we have an old mortising machine. Our table saw is probably half my age. You sweep around here, you come to a jointer that we just have finished. We actually have to put the guards on it, but that was stripped all the way down and rebuilt. We have an old Oliver planer that has been totally rebuilt. We do modernize the heads. We take out the straight knives and we put in what they call helical heads so that the finished product comes out much nicer. And then if you sweep around here, you'll find even more of these old machines, the old table saws that, again, most people would be throwing away. We rebuild them and use them. So I mentioned about English walnut, and this is the finished product, going to be a little floating vanity just to show you the wood grain and how unique it is. This walnut is orchard walnut from California that we harvested and brought from the West. And I've got a lot of it, and I hope to make a lot of product from it because it's so unique and so rare.
Well, Ivan, we had a good time here at Made in Mesick today. You guys can check out Ivan's website at madeinmesick.com.
Well, thank you very much. We enjoyed the time, and hopefully we'll see you someday.